Good evening, sir. I'm Officer John Liu from YRPD. Are you Ivan Ching?
Yeah.
Okay, you're under arrest for murder and aggravated assault. Anything you do or say will be used in the court of law. You have the right to a lawyer and the right to remain silent. And if you cannot afford a lawyer, legal aid is available for you.
Alright. Marshall Supreme Court of Justice is now in session. The Honorable Judge presiding.
Please be seated. What is the case today?
Today's case is the Crown versus the accused Ivan Ching. Will the accused Ivan please rise? Are you Ivan Ching?
Yes,
What is your date of birth?
February 30th, 1980.
You, Ivan, stand charged on the date of September 8th, 2008 at around 11 p.m. You viciously murdered Ken Nye in the residence of Jackie Lee in the municipality of York Region in Markham, Ontario. A few days later, on September 11th, 2008, you assaulted John Liu while committing an act of breaking and entering into his house at around 6 p.m. Hereby, you have committed offense under the criminal code. How do you plead?
Is the prosecution ready to begin its opening statement?
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I'm here today to prove that the accused, Ivan Ching, viciously murdered Ken Nye on the night of September the 8th, and furthermore, assaulted John Liu 3 days later.
The prosecution may call its first witness.
Yes, I'd like to call up John Liu, the victim to the assault and also a witness at the party.
Hey, where's your wife, Ivan? She's supposed to be here as a witness.
I don't know.
John, could you please recount the events that happened at the party on the night of September the 8th?
Well, it started out like any other party. Me and a couple friends were playing mahjong around the table. And I remember Ken leaving to go out for a smoke. I also remember him being really, really drunk. He practically wobbled out of the door. Once he left, the game ended and people left the table.
Do you remember where everyone went?
No, they all kind of hung around. I didn't keep track of where everyone was going. People kept disappearing once in a while. But I don't remember seeing Ken after he left for the smoke.
Were there times where you remember you didn't see Ivan Ching around?
Yeah.
And can you describe the relationship between Ken and Ivan?
Well, Ivan used to be a really well-respected member of the group, but lately Ken, he's the newest member. He kind of took Ivan's place. You can tell Ivan's really mad at him for taking the spotlight away from him, and everyone's kind of forgotten about Ivan now. His wife even left him.
What happened prior to discovering Ken's body?
Everyone just assumed that he passed out because he was really, really drunk. But as we left the party, I remember being the first one to see Ken lying down. At first I thought he was still drunk, but we later realized that he was actually dead.
Thank you. I will now move on to questions regarding the afternoon of September the 11th, 2008. Can you please recount what happened on the day in question?
Okay, well, I was in my house watching TV, and at around 6 p.m., someone broke open the living room window and came at me with a bat. He was wearing a hoodie, so I couldn't make out his face. But he hit me a few times with the bat, so I played dead. But then he took out a lighter and a cigarette, and I had no idea what he was doing. So I panicked, and I fought back. And then he ran away.
Where were you hit?
Twice on my shoulder and once on my head with the bat. And I was also burnt on my left arm with the cigarette butt.
Can you describe anything else about your attacker?
He was 5'5", I'd say, and wearing glasses.
Would you say he fits the description of Ivan Ching?
Objection! Leading the witness.
Sustained.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Does the defense wish to cross-examine?
Yes, Your Honor. So, during the night of the party, September 8th, 2008, did you have anything to drink? Anything alcoholic?
Yeah, I drank about 2 glasses of wine.
I see. So, was anyone else drinking at the party?
Yeah, I mean, we were all drinking. It was a party.
So, is it not possible you might have forgotten some details about the scene because of your drunken state?
Well, we weren't that drunk.
But you just stated that Ken was so drunk he wobbled out of the room, correct?
Oh, well, I wasn't that drunk.
So So, while playing mahjong, did Ken do anything to anger anyone? Anything that would provoke anyone?
Yeah, I remember him winning a large sum of money from Joyce. She seemed pretty pissed off at him.
Interesting. So, let me recap. You guys were gambling at the table and getting drunk, and Ken was annoying everyone around the table. And then Ken leaves for a smoke, and you weren't keeping track of anyone who was going in and out. So anyone could have gone outside where Ken was. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so just to confirm once more, you were drunk during this whole incident, so you might have forgotten some details of the incident?
Yes.
Thank you. No further questions.
The prosecution may call a second witness.
We would like to call the officer at the crime scene up.
Would you like to swear or affirm?
Swear.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
You may be seated.
Officer, could you please recount the events that happened on the day in question?
Well, I arrived at the crime scene at 12:30 a.m. and I noticed the victim, Ken Nye, is lying on the snow face down, already dead. And then we also noticed that there was the knife which was used to kill Ken nearby, and cigarette butts.
Did you record these events in a log?
Yes.
Would you like this log to remind you of these events?
Yes, please.
Yes.
I would like to say that we have found a match on the cigarette butt from the crime scene and the hair sample from the autopsy. And from our autopsy investigator, Trina Lee, they were both the DNA of Ivan. Secondly, and more importantly, we found an interesting burn mark on the victim's hand. This mark was later confirmed by a CSI agent to be a burn mark made in the shape of a dollar sign by a cigarette butt. However, the shocking part is that this is the same shape as the burn mark made on the second victim, John Liu. The connection of the burn mark then brought us to the conclusion that it was Ivan Ching who assaulted John Liu. A cigarette butt which was found at John's house confirmed this suspicion when it turned out as a perfect match of DNA to Ivan's.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Does the defense wish to cross-examine?
Yes, Your Honor. So, you remember every single detail of what happened that night, 3 months ago?
Well,
Isn't it possible that perhaps you have forgotten something? What were you doing before and after you left the crime scene?
well,
Objection. This information is irrelevant.
Sustained.
So, don't you think that you might have forgotten something?
well, actually, no. We as police officers, we keep everything in our log. And I was writing in the log while I was at the crime scene, so I don't think I would forget anything. Everything should be in the log.
Oh, right. Of course. No questions, Your Honor. Your Honor, may I request a 20-minute recess, please?
Very well.
The time right now is 1:35. Court will resume at 1:55. All rise. You are dismissed. Ivan, hey, you've done enough. Just stop.
Where were you? You're supposed to be here to be my witness. We haven't seen each other for a long time. Why would you leave me?
Don't touch me. Forget it. I don't want to talk about this.
No, wait! You have to stay as our witness! Come on, let's go to my office so we can talk about it.